Well, hi there, welcome to ChessBase Workshop. My name's Steve Lopez. Thanks for joining me for this. Otherwise, I'd be talking to myself, and that would be silly. I promised you a couple of videos ago to show you a new feature in the database desktop of the brand new ChessBase 11, and I wanted to get to it. I'm working a little overtime today, in fact, so I don't forget. And I want to forget, I promise you this. So I'm going to show you how to do this cool new thing in ChessBase. A little background real quick, and that is that on my other computer, I have a huge screen. So when I installed ChessBase, this new feature came up by default. If you have a little bit smaller screen, it will not come up by default. I have this huge screen because I play games on the other computer, and when I blow something up, I want to see the little bits fly. This one, this is my laptop. I use this for work purposes, so blowing things up is not quite a priority. So I have a smaller screen. So this new feature did not come up by default in ChessBase 11, and for a while I thought that it was actually something that won't come up unless you have a screen of a certain size, but then I figured out how to turn it on. This is cool. Enough yakking, let's get to it. You got a database preview down here, and of course it shows you, games in the selected database. This is my various analysis database, and you can select a game, and of course to figure out if you want to play through it or not, you'd have to double click on it normally, which is an extra step, but I'm going to show you something cool. Saves you a little work here. That is this. If you right click in the database preview pane, this lower part of your database desktop, right click and go to list format, and you get a whole bunch of other items here where you can change what goes on in that lower database preview pane. If you go here, there's a command, it's new, it's called quick board. Click on it and you get a chessboard, and you get the notation of the game over here. Now this doesn't look too impressive, and again it's because I have a very, very small screen here. Okay, but I want to show you something you can do, and it's really cool. You can resize this very simply just by pulling up on this. Just go to a border between panes, and you'll see your mouse cursor turn to a black two-headed arrow. You just left click, hold the mouse button down, that left mouse button, and you can drag it up and down and make it bigger and smaller. So if you make it a little bit bigger, particularly in a display like this where I don't have very many database icons to fool with, I can make it fairly good size, and then I can grab the left border and drag to the left and make it a little bit bigger. Then I can use either the mouse to click on moves and go through the game, or I can use the buttons, my cursor keys, arrow keys on my keyboard, which you can't see because you can't see my hand, and play through the game that way. And I can just play through this mini board and decide if this game is interesting enough for me, if this is for me to double click on and look at in a larger display in a board window with more features and more options. Or maybe I'm just looking for a particular game. There was a position somewhere around move 12 I was looking for. I can go, oh yeah, that was the one where he pushes the b5 pawn. That's the game in this database that I'm looking for, and I know to go ahead and double click on it and jump to the full view where I have options to do other things like add a chess engine for analysis or whatever it happens to be that I want to do. So that's how you get to it. I'll turn it off again just to show you again how we get there, which is just you can right click on a game, right click anywhere in the database preview pane, just right click, go to list format and select quick board, the next to last command here, and you get your quick board, and you can just bang through a game right there in the database preview without having to go to a board window if you don't want to have to open up a second board window. Really cool, really handy, really useful, and I do use this a fair little bit, so I'm pretty impressed with this new feature. It's very useful and very helpful. We'll look at some more ChessBase 11 in the next ChessBase workshop. Until then, have fun.